If you're over 60, listen carefully. The seeds you've been told are superfoods could actually be silently destroying your joints, your heart, and even speeding up aging. In fact, one shocking study found that a single seed increased dangerous inflammation by 60 in seniors in just 3 weeks. And yet, millions of people still eat it every day, believing it's healthy. Today on Senior Secrets TV, we're exposing the 4 dangerous seeds you should never touch, and the 4 that could completely transform your health, restore your energy, and even add years to your life. Seeds are often marketed as nature's perfect food, tiny packages of protein, fiber, and nutrients that keep you strong and youthful. But the truth is, not all seeds are created equal, and what works for a 30-year-old body may actually harm someone over 60. With age, our metabolism slows, our digestion weakens, and our ability to fight off inflammation drops. That's why certain seeds, though considered healthy for the general population, can backfire dramatically in seniors, triggering bloating, causing joint stiffness, memory problems, and even cardiovascular risks that no one warned you about. And here's the shocking reality. 99% of seniors have no idea they are eating the wrong seeds. When researchers looked deeper, they found something terrifying. Seeds rich in omega-6 fatty acids, or seeds laced with natural plant toxins, can tilt the body into an inflammatory state that permanently damages cells. Over time, this doesn't just make you feel older, it accelerates the aging process itself. Your energy drops, your joints ache, and your brain feels foggy, all while you think you're eating healthy. And yet, the good news is just as powerful. There are certain seeds that, when chosen carefully and consumed the right way, can reverse damage, lower inflammation, boost brain health, and even improve mobility. We'll reveal both sides today. The bad ones you must eliminate, and the good ones that could become your secret weapon against aging. But first, let's start with the ones you should never touch, because these are the silent enemies hiding in your kitchen right now. The first one might shock you because it's sold everywhere as a healthy snack, tossed into granola, salads, and energy bars. Yes, we're talking about sunflower seeds. These tiny, crunchy kernels may look harmless, but for seniors they can quietly become a metabolic nightmare. Sunflower seeds are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, the pro-inflammatory counterpart to omega-3s. In moderation, omega-6 is essential for basic cell function, but the danger lies in imbalance. According to a 2022 study in Nutrition and Aging, the ideal omega-6 to omega-3 ratio should be around 4:1. But seniors who snack daily on sunflower seeds can push that ratio as high as 18:1 or even higher. That creates a perfect storm of inflammation inside the body. This silent inflammation shows up as swollen joints, morning stiffness, or chronic fatigue. Worse still, it can stiffen arteries, increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. We had a patient named Margaret, a 72-year-old retired librarian, who walked daily, ate home-cooked meals, and thought she was living healthily. But she constantly battled ankle swelling and overwhelming fatigue. When we dug into her diet, the hidden culprit was obvious. She was adding sunflower seeds to her salad, her granola, even as a crunchy topping on her yogurt, every single day. Her CRP levels, which measure inflammation in the blood, were 3 times the safe range. Once we cut out sunflower seeds and replaced them with flax and chia, properly soaked, her swelling dropped in just 10 days. In 3 weeks, her energy soared, and she could walk 40 minutes without fatigue. Her inflammation markers dropped by 40 simply by removing the seeds she thought were helping her. This is why sunflower seeds are so dangerous for seniors. What looks like a heart-healthy snack can, over time, sabotage your arteries, your joints, and your energy. If you're over 60 and already dealing with arthritis, high cholesterol, or fatigue, rethink sunflower seeds immediately. A far better choice is pumpkin seeds, which we'll cover later. The second seed that seniors must be extremely cautious about isn't one you sprinkle on top of a salad or blend into a smoothie. It's hidden in the oils used in processed foods. We're talking about cottonseed, more specifically cottonseed oil, which is one of the cheapest oils in the food industry and sneaks into everything from crackers and baked goods to salad dressings and even so-called healthy snacks. On the surface, it looks harmless, just another vegetable oil, but dig deeper and you'll find a darker truth. Cottonseed naturally contains a toxin called gossypol, which the plant produces to protect itself against insects. While that might work well in nature, inside the human body it becomes a clan enemy, especially for seniors. Studies have shown that gossypol can interfere with the electrical signaling of the heart, disrupt calcium absorption in muscle cells, and impair mitochondrial function, which means your cells produce less energy. In a 2016 review published in Toxicology Reports, researchers revealed how gossypol exposure increases oxidative stress in cardiac tissue and destabilizes potassium regulation. Two factors that raise the risk of arrhythmias, sudden fatigue, and even heart failure. Seniors are especially vulnerable because detoxification systems slow down with age and electrolyte balance is already more fragile. That means even a small, repeated intake of cottonseed oil can quietly build up damage that goes unnoticed until it's too late. One of our patients, Joan, a 70-year-old woman, thought she was making positive changes when she switched to a low-fat diet after her doctor warned her about cholesterol. She stocked up on whole grain crackers, low-calorie salad dressings, and boxed granola bars. But within a month, she was plagued by constant fatigue, strange fluttering sensations in her chest, and muscle cramps that felt like something crawling under her skin. Her ECG results came back borderline, but not alarming enough to warrant medication, so the symptoms remained unexplained. When we examined her diet, the truth became clear. Nearly every packaged product she was consuming listed cottonseed oil among the top 3 ingredients. Once we eliminated these foods and replaced them with whole alternatives, roasted chickpeas, avocado slices, and olive oil-based dressings, her symptoms began to fade. Within 2 weeks, her muscle spasms disappeared, and by the 3rd week, the palpitations were gone. She told us she felt alive again, more energized and lighter than she had in months. This is the insidious nature of cottonseed oil. It doesn't scream danger, it hides in plain sight, quietly disrupting the heart, muscles, and energy levels. For seniors, who often rely on packaged snacks or quick meals for convenience, this is a trap waiting to happen. Cottonseed oil may be cheap and widely used, but it has no place in a senior's diet. If you're over 60, the smartest step you can take is to start reading every label carefully. Look at the fine print on baked snacks, salad dressings, granola bars, and even healthy nut mixes. If cottonseed oil is listed, put it back on the shelf. The small daily exposure can be enough to create cumulative harm. And when your body is already working harder to maintain balance with age, the impact is magnified. Eliminating this seed from your diet could be one of the simplest and most powerful changes you make to protect your heart, muscles, and overall energy. The third seed that many seniors consume regularly, believing it to be heart-friendly and nutrient-dense, is sesame. On the surface, sesame seeds seem like a wonder food, rich in calcium, magnesium, and plant compounds that support bone strength. They are sprinkled on bread, blended into tahini, and often included in so-called healthy snack bars. But the reality is more complicated for seniors. Sesame seeds contain compounds called oxalates and phytates, which bind to minerals in the gut and prevent their absorption. While this may not matter much for younger people with robust digestion, it can be dangerous for seniors who already struggle with nutrient absorption due to declining stomach acid and slower gut motility. In fact, Studies have shown that older adults are up to 30% more likely to experience calcium deficiency even on a nutrient-rich diet, simply because their digestive systems don't extract minerals as efficiently. So when seniors consume large amounts of sesame, instead of strengthening bones, it can actually contribute to hidden deficiencies that worsen bone fragility, increase the risk of fractures, and even accelerate osteoporosis. We saw this in the case of Harold, a 74-year-old retired engineer who prided himself on eating Mediterranean style. His diet was filled with hummus, sesame crackers, and whole grain bread sprinkled with seeds. Yet despite walking daily and avoiding soda or junk food, his bone scans showed a steady decline. His calcium supplements weren't working, and he couldn't understand why. It wasn't until we examined his intake of sesame-rich foods that the answer appeared. He was unknowingly consuming high amounts of phytates daily, which locked away the calcium he was trying so hard to absorb. When he cut back on sesame-based snacks and began pairing his meals with mineral-rich, low-oxalate vegetables and pumpkin seeds, his bone density stabilized within 6 months. His joints stopped aching in the morning, and he regained confidence in his walks. Sesame may not be outright poisonous, but for seniors, it's a sneaky thief of nutrients. When consumed daily in large amounts, it silently robs the body of the very minerals it needs to stay strong and mobile. Moderation is key, and for many seniors, it's safer to minimize sesame-based foods in favor of seeds that enhance mineral absorption rather than block it. The fourth seed that deserves caution is chia. Now, chia seeds have been hailed as a modern superfood, touted for their omega-3 content, high fiber, and ability to expand in water to create a gel that supposedly aids digestion. But what many seniors don't realize is that chia seeds can be extremely dangerous for aging digestive systems. When chia seeds are eaten dry, they can absorb up to 12 times their weight in water once inside the stomach. This creates a thick, gel-like mass that can slow digestion dramatically. For younger people with strong motility, this may only cause temporary bloating. But for seniors, who already face slower gut movement, weakened esophageal muscles, and sometimes reduced hydration, this can lead to severe constipation, dangerous blockages, or even choking hazards if the seeds swell before being fully swallowed. In fact, a 2014 case report in the American Journal of Gastroenterology described an older man who developed a complete esophageal obstruction after consuming a spoonful of dry chia seeds followed by a glass of water. The seeds expanded instantly and lodged in his throat, requiring emergency endoscopic removal. We had a patient named Dorothy, 69 years old, who switched to chia puddings after reading they were good for weight control, but instead of losing weight, she developed chronic bloating, constipation, and severe discomfort. Her hydration levels were already low, as she admitted she rarely drank more than 4 glasses of water daily. The chia, instead of helping, was creating a glue-like mass in her gut. After eliminating chia seeds and increasing her water intake while switching to ground flax for fiber, her digestion improved dramatically. Within weeks, she felt lighter, more regular, and less fatigued. This is why chia seeds can be dangerous for seniors. They're not inherently toxic, but they demand a digestive strength and hydration level that many older adults simply don't have. For anyone over 60, it's critical to either avoid chia seeds entirely or, if consumed, ensure they are fully soaked overnight and eaten in very small portions alongside plenty of water. But for most seniors, there are far safer alternatives that deliver fiber and omega-3s without the risks. Now that we've uncovered the hidden dangers of sunflower, cottonseed, sesame, and chia, it's natural to feel shocked, maybe even betrayed, because for years we've been told that all seeds are good for health. But the truth is, not all seeds are enemies. In fact, some can become your body's most powerful allies in fighting inflammation, restoring vitality, and even slowing the aging process. For seniors, the right seeds can act like nature's medicine cabinet, providing nutrients in their most bioavailable form, supporting heart health, brain sharpness, and joint flexibility. These are the seeds that don't just fill your stomach, but actively protect your future. The first seed in this category is flaxseed, often overlooked but incredibly potent. Unlike chia, flaxseed is gentler on the digestive system when properly ground, and it delivers one of the richest sources of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. What makes flax especially important for seniors is its anti-inflammatory profile. Research in the Journal of Nutrition and Health in Aging showed that daily flaxseed consumption reduced markers of systemic inflammation by up to 30% in adults over 65, lowering CRP and improving arterial flexibility. This means flax doesn't just ease aching joints, it directly supports cardiovascular resilience. But there's more. Flax contains lignans, plant compounds that balance hormones and have been linked to lower risks of breast and prostate cancers, which disproportionately affect aging populations. The key, however, is preparation. Whole flax seeds often pass through the digestive tract undigested, so they must be ground to release their nutrients. For seniors, a tablespoon of freshly ground flaxseed added to oatmeal or smoothies daily can be transformative, improving bowel regularity, lowering cholesterol, and boosting energy levels. We saw this in George, a 68-year-old retired school teacher who struggled with chronic constipation and rising cholesterol levels despite eating a relatively clean diet. His daughter encouraged him to try flaxseed, but he had only been sprinkling whole seeds on his yogurt, which made no difference. When we switched him to ground flax, within 2 weeks his digestion normalized, and within 2 months his LDL cholesterol dropped by 14 points without any medication. He felt lighter. His belly discomfort eased, and he told us he finally had the energy to play with his grandchildren without constantly needing to sit down. That is the quiet power of flaxseed, simple, affordable, and deeply restorative for seniors. Another powerhouse is pumpkin seeds. These are not only delicious but are among the richest plant-based sources of magnesium, a mineral that more than 7/12 of seniors are deficient in. Magnesium deficiency contributes to muscle cramps, restless sleep, anxiety, and even irregular heartbeat. Pumpkin seeds deliver magnesium in a highly bioavailable form, alongside zinc, which is crucial for immune strength and wound healing. Studies in older adults have also linked pumpkin seed consumption to improved bladder function, reducing nighttime trips to the bathroom, a common frustration for seniors. For joint health, pumpkin seeds contain compounds called phytosterols, which help reduce inflammation and stiffness, making daily movement easier. One striking case was Linda, a 71-year-old woman who constantly complained of waking up at night to urinate, sometimes 4 or 5 times, leaving her exhausted during the day. She also suffered from nagging knee pain that made it hard to climb stairs. When she began incorporating a small handful of pumpkin seeds into her afternoon snack routine, within 3 weeks she reported sleeping through most nights undisturbed. By the second month, her knee pain had lessened noticeably and she could walk to her garden without wincing. Her story reflects what science confirms. Pumpkin seeds are not just food, they are functional medicine for aging bodies. And then there are hemp seeds, often misunderstood but extremely beneficial for seniors. Hemp seeds provide a near-perfect balance of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids, a ratio close to 3:1, which is ideal for controlling inflammation. They are also a complete protein, containing all 9 essential amino acids, something very rare in the plant kingdom. This makes hemp seeds an invaluable resource for seniors who may be cutting back on meat, but still need high-quality protein to preserve muscle mass. Loss of muscle, known as sarcopenia, is one of the biggest drivers of frailty and loss of independence in older adults. By adding just 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds to yogurt, oatmeal, or even soups, Seniors can boost protein intake in a way that's easy to digest and absorb. Beyond that, hemp is naturally rich in gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, a special type of omega-6 that actually reduces inflammation, especially in conditions like arthritis. For seniors with stiff joints or autoimmune issues, hemp seeds can provide daily relief. Finally, we cannot ignore walnuts. While technically not a seed but a tree nut, walnuts act in the same nutritional family and deliver extraordinary brain-boosting benefits that seniors desperately need. Walnuts are rich in DHA, a type of omega-3 that directly nourishes brain cells and supports memory, focus, and protection against neurodegenerative diseases. A 2019 UCLA study found that seniors who consumed walnuts regularly had significantly higher cognitive test scores and reduced rates of age-related memory decline. Beyond the brain, walnuts lower blood pressure, reduce arterial stiffness, and improve sleep quality due to their natural melatonin content. One memorable case was Robert, a 76-year-old who constantly misplaced his glasses, keys, and even names of his closest friends. He feared early dementia, as his father had suffered from Alzheimer's. We introduced a daily serving of walnuts into his diet, alongside hydration and light physical activity. Within 6 months, Robert reported sharper memory recall, and his confidence soared. While walnuts are not a cure for dementia, they provide powerful brain support that can give seniors a real edge against cognitive decline. When combined together, these four, flax, pumpkin, hemp, and walnuts, form what we call the longevity quartet of seeds. They don't just prevent disease, they enhance quality of life, bringing energy, mobility, and clarity back into the senior years. So now you understand, not all seeds are created equal. Some, like sunflower, cottonseed, sesame, and chia, may look harmless on the surface but silently chip away at your health when you cross the age of 60. They drive inflammation, block nutrient absorption, disrupt your digestion, and rob your body of strength when you need it the most. For decades, clever marketing and half-truths have made these seeds appear as superfoods, but the reality is far from super, especially for seniors. Each year, thousands of older adults suffer joint pain, memory decline, digestive discomfort, and heart complications, often while believing they are doing something good for their bodies. The hidden danger is not in obvious poisons, but in everyday foods that no one warns you about. That is why awareness is power, because once you know what to avoid, you give your body a chance to heal. But equally important is knowing what to embrace. Flax, pumpkin, hemp, and walnuts form a powerful arsenal that does not just defend your body, but actively restores it. They give your joints flexibility, strengthen your bones, calm inflammation, balance hormones, support your heart, improve your sleep, and sharpen your brain. They help you reclaim the energy that aging tries to take away, allowing you to keep up with grandchildren, continue enjoying hobbies, and live with dignity and independence. This is not about chasing eternal youth. It's about building resilience so that your later years become a chapter of strength, clarity, and joy. Think of it as nature offering you a second chance, if you choose wisely. Every small daily choice matters. A handful of pumpkin seeds in the afternoon instead of processed crackers. A spoonful of ground flax added to your breakfast instead of sesame crackers. A sprinkle of hemp seeds over soup instead of fried snacks. A daily serving of walnuts instead of sugary desserts. These simple shifts, repeated day after day, become the foundation of a healthier body and sharper mind. You don't need exotic powders or expensive supplements when you can harness the simple but profound power of the right seeds. Your body already knows how to heal when given the right tools. The challenge is not whether healing is possible, but whether you are ready to make those shifts and stay consistent with them. And here's a powerful truth. Aging is not a disease, but a natural process. Yet how you age, whether gracefully with energy and sharpness or painfully with weakness and decline, is shaped by your daily habits. Seeds are just one example of this. The wrong ones accelerate the clock. The right ones slow it down. You are not powerless. At any age, even in your 70s or 80s, your cells respond to better choices. Your brain can grow new connections, your heart can regain strength, your joints can become more mobile, and your energy can return. It's never too late to turn the tide in your favor. Imagine yourself a year from now, making small but powerful changes, avoiding the seeds that steal your health, and embracing the ones that fuel longevity. Imagine waking up with less stiffness, walking with more confidence, remembering names and stories with clarity, and sleeping soundly through the night. These are not fantasies. They are the very real outcomes of feeding your body what it truly needs. Seniors across the world who have made these changes testify to feeling decades younger, and science is now proving what ancient traditions always knew. Nature holds the keys. We just need to use them wisely. And before we close, let this be your reminder. If you found this information valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your friends, your family, and especially with those who are over 60 and deserve to live their strongest years ahead. And make sure you subscribe to Senior Secrets TV because each day we uncover research-backed health tips, practical longevity strategies, and little-known remedies that can change the way you age. By subscribing, you are not just joining a channel, you are joining a community of seniors committed to taking control of their health, staying informed, and living fully. Together, we are proving that age is not the end of strength, but the beginning of wisdom-driven wellness. So take this knowledge, apply it, and remember, you hold the power to shape your health at any age. Seeds may be small, but their impact is enormous, and now you know which ones to let go of and which ones to embrace. Your body is waiting for you to make that choice. Don't wait for illness to force you into change. Start today, and you may just discover that your 60s, 70s, and even 80s can be the healthiest, most vibrant years of your life.